Should you buy the new Gauntlet pack in Mechwarrior Online? The answer to this question and a beautiful build right in this video. Hi friends, I'm TTB, welcome back to German Mechgineering. Today's mech is the new Gauntlet 10 Bravo in a 6 medium pulse laser and 5 small laser configuration, complete with ECM and the ability to fly. Yes, my friends, this mech actually comes with jump jets as well. I've got 2 nice clips coming up for you guys. Both are high in kills, surprisingly high in kills. And if you enjoy both clips, then you write down the words Gauntlet slaps into the comment section. Let's go. Like with this mech, I just feel it's got look how big that arm pod is. Like the arm pods together have more surface than the CT and side torsos from the front or back, right? Like if you take the just the left arm and the right arm together, those pods are gonna have more surface area from the front than your CT and side torsos. And like I said, most people are poor aimers. They aim at center mass, and that's gonna hit the arms. Okay, we got some blue pulses up top already.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
Alright, let's see if we can sneak through. If I manage to do it, I might have done it now. It depends if he saw me or not.
Target spotted.
There's a guy up there. I can probably jump this though.
Target spotted.
I forgot my consumables again because I'm Pepega. That's not gonna work. Not enough juice. Even with 5 jump jets, it's not enough juice, unfortunately. Not enough jump juice with 5 jump jets. That is very pathetic. So let's put lift speed on top of that as well. Let's make it jumpy. That would be cool.
Target spotted.
Corsair up there.
Target spotted.
5T, PPC AC2s. And he just dropped.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
He just looked straight into me. Wow. The luck.
New target acquired.
Let's see if we can shoot the Corsair.
Need assistance. Target
Level
spotted.
critical. New target acquired.
Oh, I'm glad I don't exist.
Level
Target
critical.
spotted.
Now I exist. See me.
New
Target
target
spotted.
acquired.
There we go, that's a kill shot. Let's go for the Corsair next. I could use a cool shot right about now. That's 2. I could really use a cool shot right about now. If I had a brain, I would have equipped one, but I don't have a brain. We have established that by now. Let's get up here. Okay, not too bad. These are friends. This is not a friend.
Acquired.
Target spotted.
New target
spotted.
acquired.
Yep, that's the kill. Alright.
New target
That
acquired.
Grand Summon is pretty fresh.
Spotted.
He's got a friend over there. There's a... No, it's not a Lummy Boy.
Acquired.
Why am I stuck? Ah. Okay,
New target
let's go for the
acquired.
Grand Dragon instead.
Level
Whoop.
override shut down.
Yeah. See what I mean? This mech is just too hot. It lacks the cooling because we don't have space or anything for it, right? So the toastiness is a problem.
Target acquired.
Okay, he locked my leg for some reason. No, 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 no. Cherie, why are you dying to this guy? Die to me.
New target
Yeah. Oh, Jesus!
Warning.
Drone boat.
Missile.
Okay.
New target
spotted.
acquired.
Yeah, drop here. Perfect. Get out of my ass, you fucking trash lord.
Laser destroyed. Rocket critical damage. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
It's people that can't read the clock or can't read dates. Streamer hunt is not on. But like I said, every day I'm playing is a streamer hunt. We got 6 kills, I'll take it. 6 kills, 1 solo kill, 530 damage done. And this is what you need to see here, 530 damage, right? You don't do much damage with an alpha strike with this thing. Hence why it is so unacceptable that it is so much freaking heat for shooting this thing. We need better quirks. Heat quirks, maybe a little bit of range, at least for small lasers and medium lasers. A little bit of extra jumpiness would be nice. And then this mech is actually gonna feel really good. And most importantly, armor on the arms. Way more armor on the arms. Armor and structure both. I would say 40 is a good number. Because they just fall off too easily. Right? People can just focus the arms. Or inadvertently focus the arms. 435 match score for killing half the enemy team. Yeah, sounds fair. GG's. How did you cook it? There's a Banshee here. Let me stay with the Banshee. It's okay, then Delta 3. I still forgot to bring the consumables. I am streamer brain right now. Big time streamer brain.
Target spotted. Need assistance. Affirmative.
Nice shooting, Tex. Black Lantern Delta 5 going left. Hey, I can sit on this thing, cool.
Target acquired.
He has smalls on the Black Lantern. Should we surprise him?
Target spotted.
Gonna surprise him.
25%.
Fucking hell, I missed.
Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Heat level critical.
Time to go down.
New target acquired.
Target spotted.
New target acquired.
It's actually not a bad spot to be in here to defend.
Need assistance.
The bench is going this way though.
New target
I
acquired.
actually hit something. I watched Delta 4 and Echo 4.
Behind, E4, behind.
That looks beefy over there.
Behind, somebody.
Target spotted.
Help.
Need assistance.
What's in my ass right now? Please get out of my ass. There we go. Is that some random Pepega telling me to get out of the way?
Acquired.
That's okay.
New target acquired.
I fell down. Wow, how did I miss that shot that hard? I also took another shot of the arm on the arm. One shot, almost dead. Love it. You're actually gonna survive longer against people that come on, shoot. There we go. I feel you're gonna survive longer against people that have good aim in this mech, because the Pepegas always shoot at like center mass, and they will keep hitting your poor arms.
Target
Let's not go around that corner as the first guy. Gonna stay with the Banshee. And watch how I'm moving. I'm moving behind him, but I'm leaving him enough space. So I can use him a little bit as cover
Alright.
as we come forward.
New target acquired.
So Cyclops here, what do we have here? Night Star. That guy's not dead.
New target
We're working on it.
acquired.
Got him. Hull CT. Almost. Okay, rush him, I can get him. There's a guy next to me.
Acquired.
And that Spider's still here. And Sigma's not looking so hot either.
Target spotted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it is Fear Phoenix Hawk. Just slightly beefier.
Critical. New target.
Where are you running off to, my friend? Not getting... Oh, 38%. Yeah, he's a kill. Let's go.
New target acquired.
I'll ignore the commando.
Target spotted.
Let's jump up here. Nobody here? Okay, where did he waddle off to?
Need assistance.
There he is.
Acquired.
Got him! Or they, them. Couldn't resist, mate.
Don't forget about foils, guys.
Any capture points, guys, quick. Yeah, I'll probably lose this on capture points.
Target
Target
acquired.
spotted. Need assistance.
But before he killed
Yeah, this one is lost on capture points. A bit too slow. We killed all of them. I got 5 killing blows, but they're still gonna win. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I can just sit on here and grab a little bit more match score. It's too bad.
Well,
But you saw I took like one actual hit on the arm and it almost is ready to fall off in the next hit, right? That's the design flaw on this mech. But at least I was able to play it as much as I could. 5 kills with 600 damage and 11 components. It's pretty nice. 1k MDD. You don't have insane high damage with this thing. By the way, 5 kills gets you 441 match score. Our Atlas did some good work as well, though. But yeah, not a bad round. Not a bad round. Was enjoyable. Would have loved to win it, but it is what it is. GG's. Well guys, those were 2 nice matches. We were able to secure quite a couple of kills. Let's talk about this build in particular, and then I will talk about whether you should buy the whole pack. Here's the build on screen, guys. As you can see, we're rocking the 10 Bravo set of 8 actually. The Omnipod bonus is a total of 5% medium laser family heat gen. We're rocking ECM in the right torso, 5 medium pulses in the right arm, 1 medium pulse in the right torso, 5 small lasers in the left arm, TC Mark 1 in the right torso, and 1 extra double heatsink in the left torso. In order to fit all of that, we are shaving the head component by 6 armor and each leg by 4 armor. That is our mech, our firepower, close to 55 damage at an optimal range of, what is that here, small lasers, 185 meters or so. The medium pulses, of course, have a slightly higher range. Our optimal range there is 276 meters. We also have a speed of 81 kph without getting extra speed from Speed Tweak. And we have 47.9 meters in jump distance, which sounds like a lot, but it is not as much as you might think. It's nice, but not too much. As far as the quirks are concerned, we are benefiting, like I said, from the 5% medium laser family heat gen, a little bit of extra armor on the CT, 5 to be precise, and 15 on the left torso, plus, of course, the quirk, quote-unquote, jump check capacity that will also cost us a total of 2.5 tons on the mech. You saw how I played this mech, guys. Use your jump jets to attack from spots where enemies don't really expect you to appear from. Other than that, medium pulses, for medium range or medium to short range, and then as you get closer, of course, you add in your small lasers. The small lasers are basically heat neutral, you can keep shooting them even if you run hot, so that's a nice thing to have, because that should have the DPS of basically an AC-20 or so that's quite nice. And of course the ECM will keep you safe. Try the build, guys, if you have this pack. I'm sure this is one that will work out best for everybody that has some good positioning, some good movement, and also, of course, knows how to use their mask, Mark III, of course, which is also in the right torso. That will help you to move around and reposition quite quickly. All right, those are the upsides of the mech. Lots of lasers, ECM, jump jets, very nice. Here are the downsides. What I found is that the arms are insanely flimsy. This is the mech that is dependent most on having its arms intact, and especially that right arm is gigantic. This thing breaks off so easily, and all other models have a lot more armor on the arms. So my recommendation for PGI and the Cauldron at this point is to give the arms on the 10 Bravo at least 20 extra armor and 20 extra structure. I think that would be a sensible way of making this mech a little bit more viable, because otherwise the arms just break off too easily. It kind of feels like a Phoenix Hawk, but bigger and way easier to hit. It has a couple of good things going for it, namely jump jets, mask, ECM, and the ability to run lots of lasers. But there are a couple of downsides, of course. You can't exchange the engine. So let's say, for example, I wanted to do a small X-pulse laser build or a small pulse laser build. Small pulses would be amazing. 11 small pulses on a mech like this would be something seriously cool. Super low range, of course, super risky, but also super powerful inside that low range. However, if you add your small pulse lasers, you're still going to be left with a lot of tonnage that you cannot fill. You can't add extra armor. You can't add extra cooling. You can't change the engine, right? It's an Omnimech, so that is the downside right here. And also, there are no other Omnipods that you could add that would do anything for you, right? Like if you look at the other torsos available, there's just some armor on there. So if you wanted to, if you didn't use medium pulses here, if you don't use any medium lasers, of course, you could break up that set of 8. But the other ones don't really offer anything for you. There's one with missile spread, the 10 Bravo has nothing, torso yaw, torso spit, torso pitch. It's nothing there. So, and as you've seen from the clips, this mech runs very hot. And that is something that plagues all of these mech variants. As soon as you go into energy weapons or whatnot, they all run quite hot. They are not very good at cooling. For this particular mech, I would also like to see something like a 10% heat quirk. That would be really helpful. And maybe even think about giving it like a small laser range quirk or something like that. That could be interesting. It doesn't necessarily have to happen. Just make it a little bit more viable with different builds. But what I need to see from PGI and the Cauldron is increased tankiness on the arms, significantly increased tankiness on the arms. Not 5 armor, that would be a joke. So yeah, this needs to be beefed up. The arms, especially the right arm pod, is so big. It's like lead octo levels or even worse, because people are trying to hit you on the side, their aim is shit, they aim low and they hit their arm always. So these fall off extremely quickly, and I think they need to give these arms a lot more tankiness. Like I said, about 40 health should be what the doctor ordered here. Let's talk about the other models. So 10 Bravo so far, so far for me has been the most successful, and as you can see from the laser vomit damage, this is about as much as a clan light mech can do in a laser vomit at much larger range, of course. So I don't think this thing would be overpowered at all to give it, if they gave it a little bit more offensive quirks. That medium laser family heat gen, yeah, I think if they put it to something like 10%, just flat heat, that would be more acceptable. That would also allow you to do something like ER mediums and 1 large pulse or whatnot. Make that a little bit better as well. And maybe give it 10% range, because this mech is not designed to run lots of long-range weapons. So giving it 10% range on the small lasers and medium pulses is not going to kill anybody, but it's going to make your existence in these mechs a little bit better. Let's talk about the other models, right? I said this one so far is the one that I like most. Let's talk about the other models. Let's talk about the 10. So, the 10 comes with 35% cooldown altogether in the set of 8, and the basic build is a heavy PPC and the Thunderbolt 10. Sure, there's also some mech top speed in here. The 10 also has a supercharger on top of the Mark III mask, so it can get even faster. But what I found with the 10 is that, once again, all these cooldown quirks and velocity quirks mean not as much if you don't have any weapons to begin with. And this, for example, Snub-Nose PPC plus MRM30 or something like that, it didn't feel super powerful. Didn't feel super weak either. It felt okay-ish, but it didn't feel to me like this mech was so good that all of a sudden I would not be playing any other Bushwackers anymore. Because let's face it, the main competitor to the Gauntlet is the classic Bushwhacker. And if I think of the classic Bushwhacker, like the Rack 5 build, for example, or large X-Pulse laser build with machine guns and whatnot, there's lots of things you can do with the normal Bushwhackers. And the normal Bushies seem also more tanky to me, which is another thing. Right here, for example, what? Snub-Nose, PPC, and 4 SRM6, and way more tanky than the other mech, right? So, of course, different tech, different mechs, different loadouts, different niches, of course, that's all granted. But like a heavy PPC and a Thunderbolt 10, even at 35% cooldown quirk, is just nothing too crazy that I would get warm and fuzzy feelings about. So 10 Bravo is okay. 10 itself, weak. 10 Alpha, I've played around with this thing a little bit with LRMs because it has some nice LRM quirks. 2 LRM15s and Artemis is the biggest you can fit on there. You can't fit 20s on there, unfortunately. That build is basically almost heat neutral, so you can shoot 24/7. With a lot of ammo, so if you can get into a good learning spot, you can do some work with this, but it's suffering from the same problems that all LRM boats have, which is that your enemies have to be stupid, and your teammates have to assist you in getting locks, because if your teammates hide, you yourself getting locks and actually doing something useful is going to be quite difficult. Then the 10 Charlie. This one I found interesting. I tried it out with a build of double heavy PPC. Heat-wise, it gets quite hot. It's benefiting from the set of 8 to give us 35% velocity, 10% range and 20% velocity from the set of 8 plus whatever is in the is it in the arm or in the side torso? So that's in the left arm of the 10C, 15% velocity, right? So all in all together 35% velocity. That's really nice, and I found this build was kind of fun to play. Yeah, double heavy PPC, running around with your mask and shooting at targets, not bad. However, it kind of reminded me of the Blackjack, because the Blackjack can do the same thing at 10 tons less, way more compact, way better convergence. So yeah, I think for that, maybe they could give this a heat quirk once again. That would be nice to have. Other than that, I haven't really found a use yet for that one ballistic mount, because the biggest thing you can fit in here, I mean, that's really not that much you can fit. You could maybe get like an AC5 in there, but then that whole arm is blocked off. And then you get like an AC5 with 10% ballistic cooldown. What is that, right? So once again, it's just very limited in what you can put in by the number of hard points and also the amount of tonnage and especially slots available. This thing has Endosteel and Light Ferro. Light Ferro kills 7 slots, Endosteel kills 14 slots, so you have 21 less slots in your mech that you can work with, and that is a problem for some of the builds for sure. So where does it leave us, guys? Where does it leave us? Well, looking at the value of the pack, and I of course have something prepared for you guys, so let's go ahead and jump onto the website real quick. Looking at the value of the pack, you are paying $20 for 5 mechs, 4 different mechs and 1 special variant on top, plus mech base included. You get cockpit hanging items, standing items, 4 warhorns, bonus decals, and extra 200 GSP, plus badges, titles, and decals. All of that, nice. I think value-wise, $20 for 5 mechs, that is fair. I'm not arguing with the value of the pack. What I'm arguing with is the performance, and I think that PGI has done the same thing as they've done with the last couple of mechs they released, where they released them in a state that is too weak, in my opinion, for the average gamer to be super successful in these mechs. So what I'm hoping is that we will see a couple of really strong buffs in terms of quirks for these mechs, so that we can kind of play them more to their advantages, right? Because again, I was struggling a lot with these mechs. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was struggling a lot. 10 Bravo for me was the most consistent, but like I said, also the most consistent in getting my arms blown off for no reason, because enemies can't aim. They try to hit you on the CT or whatnot. You instinctively twist and boom, your arm's gone. 10 Charlie was fine. 10 Alpha, big question mark, and the normal 10 also big question mark, because again, one energy weapon, one missile weapon. How much are you going to equip and how useful is it going to be? I think as far as danger on the battlefield is concerned, I think the normal Bushwackers are more dangerous than these things. For sure. I think the normal Bushwackers, especially in close range, are going to be more dangerous than these things. And they're also going to be more dangerous than these things in long range. Like double MRM30s, for example, you can't even run that on the Gauntlet 10A. I mean, you can run it, but you get 15% spread and 15% velocity. You don't benefit from any cooldown or heat generation quirk or ammo capacity whatsoever. So you have this mech right here of these nice high mounts, and it's quirked for LRMs. Cool. Nice. Nice. Next, please. Right? So, what I'm saying is, I think I like the idea of Inner Sphere Omnimechs, and I think they were trying to do something cool here, but it fell once again short, and it needs to be remedied in the next patch. So, for everybody that wants to play something new, especially 10 Bravo, go ahead, have a look at that pack. My only caveat is, if you're expecting to buy really strong mechs here, is that at this point they are not. Right? That is, I think, a fair thing to say. They're fun, they're interesting, the mask is nice, the jump jets are cool on the 10 Bravo, ECM is cool on the 10 Bravo, all of that is cool. They're going for new, interesting ideas here. It's just not properly balanced yet, and that will require some hard look at the quirks for some of the mechs that I mentioned here, for all of the mechs that I mentioned, and with the ideas that I brought forward, maybe we can see them become a little bit stronger in the next patch. I can understand the desire to not release something that's OP for money, but on the other side of things, the good stuff, the new stuff, should be a little bit better in the beginning, and if you make it too strong, you can always correct, but if you release a too weak thing in the beginning, that's gonna hurt your sales. So I'd rather have them to be a little bit too strong and then fixed 4 weeks later than have them be that's looking out for PGI, right? Then have them be too weak and people hearing that they're not extremely strong and not buying them, which is the case right now as far as I've heard. So those are my thoughts, guys. What is your take so far? Have you played these mechs so far? Have you seen these with other streamers? What's your take on the Gauntlet? Let me know in the comments below, of course. And hey, if you have this mech, try out the build that I showed you. Well, there you have it. That was my review of the Gauntlets. We played it for the whole stream duration today, and we got a lot of interesting matches in. And yeah, these are my honest thoughts. As always, this pack was provided to me for free by PGI, but my thoughts and my criticisms are, of course, my own. At this point, of course, I would like to say thank you so much to all my amazing supporters. Guys, you know I'm doing this full time. I couldn't do this without your help, so thank you very much for that. And if you're right there, are not a supporter yet, and would like to say thanks for the videos, then please have a look at the video description. You'll find links to my Patreon, my merch store. You can use my one-time donation link, or maybe use one of my Amazon affiliate links. Every little bit helps, guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for staying around. This one was a slightly longer episode, but that's how she goes sometimes. Take care.